ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Welcome to the study of Bhagavad Gita. We are in the second chapter, the 57th verse. Before going into the proper Bhagavad Gita, we shall chant one of the verses from the meditation of Bhagavad Gita. There is a small announcement. So, dear devotees and listeners, please note that the live chat has been enabled for this live streaming. If you have any questions or doubts relating to this discourse, please type it in the live chat and I will try to respond to them at the end of today's discourse or the next week's discourse. But a special request is, please only use this live chat if you have any question or doubt on today's subject. Thank you very much. We shall now go to the chanting of the meditation verse. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramarthanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. We shall now chant the 57th verse of the second chapter and then continue the discussion of the meaning or the deeper meaning of that verse. The 57th verse will be displayed on the screen and also the simple meaning will be displayed on the screen. You can also chant with me. Please repeat the verse. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. The Blessed Lord said, Yas sarvatra nabhisnehaha. Yas sarvatra nabhisnehaha. Tat tat prapya shubha shubham. Tat tat prapya shubha shubham. Nabhinandati nadveshti. Nabhinandati nadveshti. Tasya prajna pratisthita. Tasya prajna pratisthita. Yaha sarvatra anabhisnehaha. Tat tat prapya shubha shubham. Shubha ashubham. Na abhinandati. Na dveshti. Tasya prajna pratisthita. That person, we are now, the Lord Krishna is describing about a man of steady wisdom, a perfect man. How does the perfect man behave? What is his nature? What is his trait? Because that was the question asked by Arjuna himself. So the Lord is explaining it to him, what are his traits. So he continues, all these 3 or 4 verses he is speaking about the nature, the trait of a man of perfect wisdom, a man who has realized God, who has Atmagnana or Brahmagnana, who has got perfect freedom, eternal freedom, or for us, for our common understanding, how to be perfect, a man of perfection, how does he behave, what are his characteristic features. Now, Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, that person, that man of steady wisdom, Sthita Prajna, he is unattached everywhere. Sneha means attachment. Anabhisneha means detachment, not attached. Neither does he rejoice nor does he hate. On facing various favorable and unfavorable situations, his knowledge is firm. The Lord tells that a Sthitaprajna is one who is sarvatra anabhisneha. Sarvatra means everywhere, in every situation. He doesn't avoid anything. He participates in every actions. He is not a static person. He is dynamic. He does all the works. He does all his duties. So, sarvatra anabhisneha. That is why the term sarvatra is used. One who is free, one who is not hooked or attached to any person or any situation or any object. Whereas an ordinary person like us, an ordinary ignorant person develops attachment to every person, every situation or objects. So also he'll develop not only attachment, suppose he doesn't like that person or situation or objects, he'll develop aversion, which is equally bad. Ignorant person, mind, why is he like that? Because his mind is weak. Wherever he goes, he wants to hold on, depend on everyone. He develops emotional dependence, psychological dependence. But a Gnani, a man of perfection, moves with all, whether good or bad, or good or bad situation, good or bad people, favorable or unfavorable situations, and also objects. He loves everyone. He hates none. Why? How can he do that? Why do we not? Why can't we do that? We get attached to some people, we want to love some people, then we hate some people. Some situation we want it, and the same situation will turn topsy-turvy when my internal state of mind changes. For example, before a person gets diabetes, he will be liking sugar, eating sweets very much. But once he gets that, he starts hating. The same person who was very happy, very attached to sweets, the moment he gets diabetes, now he starts hating it. What is hatred? Hatred is another form of love. He still loves it. He still loves the sweets, but he cannot take it. It will cause him harm. He may lose his life. So now he's afraid. So that same love, as because he loves it intensely, is attached to that intensely, it has developed into hatred. It is just like you all know, many of us know the story of the fox. The fox was going in a grapes orchard. So it saw beautiful ripened grapes. It was so beautiful and it was sweet. So the fox tried to eat it. It jumped, it tried to climb on the stone and jump and catch hold of it and eat. How much ever it tried, for a long time, it couldn't get the grapes, that sweet grapes, that beautiful grapes, tasty grapes. So each time it fell down and it got very much upset. Then what was the decision? What was the thought in the mind of that fox? It told, oh, the grapes are sour, they're not good. It started hating the grapes and went away. Why did it get that state of mind? Because it wanted it. It was ripened, really ripened. It was very sweet. But still, how did it develop hatred? Because it couldn't get it. It loved that grapes, but it couldn't get it. So now it converted into hatred. Same way, same situation. If we apply this story into our life, we can see we love some people, we love some situation, we love some objects. Why is that? We get attached to that. We have that, our mind is weak. We get that psychological and physical attachment to that. Then when we cannot get it, that person may not like us, or he may go away, or that object may not be available, or it may not be our liking later on. So it becomes sour. The situation turns sour. We'll start hating it because it is our weakness of the mind. But why does a Gnani, why does a man of wisdom, how does a man of perfection keep his mind aloof? He doesn't get attached. He loves everybody. How can he do that? He doesn't hate anybody. The reason is he loves everybody, he hates none, for he sees the same Lord or Atman the consciousness which is within his own heart, in everywhere, in everyone, in every situations. He enjoys the company of everyone. But at the same time, he does not get hooked to that, attached to that. You might be knowing the statement done by the great Rishi Yagnavalkya in one of the Upanishad, that is the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. The great Rishi Yagnavalkya, while he was teaching the wisdom, the Brahmagnana to his wife, one of the wife, he had two wives. When he wanted to give up everything, attachment to the world, and go away, just like a sannyasin, he was a householder first, that great Rishi. After getting the knowledge, he wanted to give up everything. He wanted to go and get more deeper knowledge, dwell into that knowledge, so he wanted to give up. So he started dividing all his property amongst his two wives. One of the wife was very happy with all the property she got, but the other wife was not like that. Maitreyi, she told, "You are very intelligent, my lord, husband. You want to give this lifeless property to me, the money and the cows and other things. I don't want that. So you are giving up all these things, property, money and everything of the world, enjoyments of the world, and going away to meditate on something higher. So I want the share of that property, that knowledge which you have got. I don't want these properties." That was the answer of that great. She was also like a saint. She was also a rishi, Maitreyi. So when she asked, "I want that property for which you are giving up all these worldly things and going to that, to meditate on that," then he started instructing her into the knowledge, wisdom of Brahmagnana, of the Atman and Paramatman at that time. It's a big Upanishad, I can't tell you, but here, contextually, to the context here, Yagnavalkya tells Maitreyi, a husband loves wife or wife loves husband, not because of the husband, not because of the wife, but because of the Atman within each of them. The baby loves the mother or mother loves the baby, not because of the baby or the mother, but because of the Atman which is within them. In reality, that is the real attraction which is in everybody's heart. But we think the physical and bodily attraction and we get into problem. In reality, that is the pull, that is the attraction, the Atman which is present in everybody. So, a Gnani, a man of perfection, he can see that Atman within himself, within everybody and in everything. So he will not be infatuated with the body, the external things, the character, the form, the beauty and other things. He can see that Atman within. And so he loves everybody. There is no question of hating it at all. Because he sees his own Atman, that consciousness which is within himself, which is everywhere. The Lord who is everywhere, who is everybody. And then he loves everybody. There is no problem with everybody at all. So that's why we ordinary people, ignorant people are into trouble. We get attached or we get aversion. We start hating. We get into problems, miseries, because of the favorable and unfavorable situations, because of the things which we love and things which we don't want. So we are in trouble always. But a man of wisdom, a perfect man, will not hate anybody, will not get into deeper attachment. He loves everybody. How is that? Because he is not struck to anything, he is not attached, anabhisneha, to objects or situations or to people. He moves freely, loving everyone, but is not one to get stuck up to anyone. Or he has that psychological freedom, he has that emotional freedom. How is that? Because he sees the same, he has realized that Atman which is within himself is present in everybody, in every situation, in every object. So he sees the same Lord, the Atman, the consciousness in everyone or everywhere. He enjoys the company of everyone. So that is called anabhisneha. So in that verse we chanted just now, Anabhisnehaha. So no attachment. What is that? Yaha sarvatra anabhisnehaha. Tat tat prapya shubha shubham. So anabhisnehaha is no attachment to anything, any person, any situation, any objects. He loves everything. He moves with everybody. He does all the duties, but he doesn't get attached to anything. So seeing Lord in everything. So I'll just give an example to see the Lord in everything. It happened recently. Now you know it is COVID situation. So pandemic everywhere. People are not allowed to go this thing. There is lockdown. There will be section 144. People are not allowed to assemble. No going to religious places. So no traveling. You have to be locked up, rather locked down. So everywhere there is that lockdown. So recently, now I think today is special Ekadashi, Ashada Ekadashi in India. It is celebrated in a big manner, especially in Karnataka and Maharashtra. People go to Pandharpur, the famous place of Vithala, Panduranga Vithala. So they go in large number. So now because of pandemic, people are not going. But some few people alone, they are marching, walking thousands of miles, hundreds of miles. They are walking from different places of India. They come to see Vithala. So it is very sacred. So one great person, one saint, he was walking. There's a video also that I found the video recently. The policeman stopped him because the disease is spreading very fast in Maharashtra. He was walking to Pandharpur. So one policeman standing there, other policeman standing there with all that uniform and stopping him. How was he stopping? He was holding his hands on the waist like this. While you are standing, waiting for somebody, you will be waiting with the waist on your, no, with the hands with your waist. And the policeman was standing there and told, you can't move. We are not allowing you to go to the pilgrimage. Immediately that saint or that person, that ordinary householder, old man was walking all through on his foot. Hundreds of miles he has walked. Just whatever he begs and gets food, or he may go, no hotel, nothing. With that he is going. So much of faith to the Lord. Now the moment the police stopped him and told, you can't move, he became emotional. He was not crying or he was not unhappy. Oh, Vithala, Panduranga Vithala. He told that policeman, you look like Vithala standing with your hands on the waist. There Vithala is also standing in the temple with the hands on the waist. So you look like my Vithala standing here. So you're stopping me not to go see me there. I see Vithala in you. The policeman itself, he saw Vithala. He told, oh Vithala, I saw you keeping your hands on the waist. I see you there. He did pronounce it. He went to touch his feet. Immediately, that policeman melted with the situation. He melted. All that harshness of the policeman is gone. He saw Vithala and touched his feet. Immediately took hold of him and told that old man, he left him to go. See the scene. I shed tears when I saw that. Seeing Vithala everywhere. He may not be a realized soul, but see the devotion. That is the nearness to the realized soul, the near perfection, tending towards perfection. So I was moved to see that situation when I saw that video sent from India. The devotee in that season of pandemic, while going there, when the policeman stopped, he saw Vithala in him. You are my Vithala, standing there with your hands on the waist. My Vithala in Pandharpur also is like that. He fell, he touched his feet of the policeman, the old man. Immediately the policeman melted. He's taken aback. Other people will get angry, they will curse them, they will scold them and go back. No, just touch his feet. Okay, if Vithala tells me, I'll go back. I am seeing you, Vithala itself. That person was taken aback. He left him, go have your darshan of Vithala. So like that, why does our man of perfection doesn't get any problem, misery, no attachment, no problem? Because he sees the same Lord everywhere, in everything, in every object. So he doesn't get attached. He loves everybody. He doesn't get attached. So he has the psychological freedom. He has the emotional freedom. That is called anabhisneha. Unattachment is detached to everything. That is called anabhisneha. Now the next portion of this verse is Yah sarvatra anabhisneha tat tat prapya shubha ashubham. Tat tat prapya shubha ashubham. Let us deal with this. What is the Lord giving the message here through that? First of all, he told a man of perfection will be detached. We studied about that. We applied to our life through some examples. Now, not getting attached to any person or any situation. The word sarvatra, he is doing all the action. He is serving the father, mother, husband, wife, everything, everybody, children. Very happy with them. No hatred, no attachment, no unhappiness with them. Why? Anabhisneha. We saw all that things with example. Now, the second part of the thing is tat tat prapya shubha ashubham. What is the meaning of that? Tat tat prapya shubha ashubham. Again, this aspect is also important. So, even a gnani, a man of realized state, a sitapragna, he too faces the external favorable and unfavorable situation. He will also get difficulties, he will also get joys, but he is not affected by that. That's all. Not that once you become a realized soul, you will grow some horns and you will become something special. Nothing. You will be like any other ordinary person. But he becomes so strong from within that any favorable or unfavorable situation is not affected by that. When you get into favorable situation, you get bloated up and you go big, become big like a balloon. And a small this thing puncture, dham, it will break. So it's not like that. It's not bloated by that. Na abhinandati na dveshti. So here, tat tat prapya shubha shubha. He will get difficult and good situation. So he will face external favorable and unfavorable situation, the gnani. Now, why does he face? Because of karma. We all know karma, karma phala, actions. We have done so many actions in this life. We have done so many actions in our earlier lives. Because in Hinduism, we believe in incarnation. We believe in life before death, life before birth, life after death. So we believe in it. So karma, we believe in the law of karma. Whatever we sow, we have to reap. Whatever we do, we have to enjoy it. If it is good, we will enjoy good. If it is bad, we enjoy bad. That is called karma. So therefore, even a gnani will have to face the good and bad situation, favorable and unfavorable situation, because a gnani may not acquire fresh papa or punya because he has become perfect. He will not take any wrong steps. He will not do any bad karmas. He will be doing only good karmas. But that good karma also will be doing in a detached way. He is not hankering for the result of that. He is only doing that good karmas to please the Lord, as an offering to the Lord. So when he does it as an offering to the Lord takes it as a shock absorber. He takes everything and then he gives only the good thing, what is favorable to him or good to him spiritually. The Lord gives him only spiritually good things. So there is no question of further creating any good or bad punyas. You'll be having only good things. So no future punya and papa, no doing of merit or bad deeds or bad phalas. Now you should know, we all know a statement in English, every saint is a past, every sinner is a future. So even a gnani, even a man of perfection, earlier was imperfect. Even now a gnani, great man of wisdom, was ignorant earlier, isn't it? Before he became a man of wisdom, man of perfection, he was an ordinary person, an ignorant person. So at that time, he has come from the samsara. A gnani or a man of perfection will not drop from heaven. He was born in a family, he was a samsari, then he has given up that and become a gnani. So in this janma or in this life or in the earlier life, he might have committed both punya and papa. So the result is there. So we shall now discuss a little about this karma theory. What is that? There are three types of karmas. One is the Sanchita karma, the sum totality of all karmas which you have done. In many, many lives, you have committed so many good and bad deeds. The sum total of all those things is called Sanchita karma. It may be enough to give us 100 or 200 lives in future. So we have done so much of karmas, the karma will give us so many lives. But now I am undergoing some sort of karmas, good or bad. So that is called prarabdha karma. Whatever now has fructified, and it will fructify in this life. So that is called prarabdha karma. Then now after getting this birth, now I am doing so many good and bad karmas. So that will create new karmas, papa and punya. So that is called sanchita. Sanchaya means collecting new something. Sanchaya. So these are the three types of karma. One is all the sum totality of karma, that is called everything. Sanchita karma. I did a mistake. Now what am I doing at present after the birth is called not Sanchita karma, it is Agami karma. Please excuse me, I did a mistake. It is Agami karma, which now I am going to do, and it will fructify, which will come to my kitty, join into that Sanchaya karma later on. Now whatever I am doing in this life, that is called Agami, which is going to come. So the three things are Sanchita karma, some totality of all the Sanchaya, the collection I have done in many lives and this life, and now whatever that from that Sanchita karma, some portion has been taken, it started fructifying in this life, that is called prarabdha karma. So now whatever we are doing in future and in this life, that is also joining that kitty into the Sanchaya karma, that is called Agami karma. So then for the man of wisdom, after realization, after getting Brahmagnana, Atmagnana, or realizing God, he has destroyed all the other karmas. What is that? The Sanchita karma, all the sum totality of karma, because of realization, he has destroyed that. And he will, because he has already reached perfection, he is not attached to anything, he will not get any Agami karma. Future there will be no karmas. But whatever already has started fructifying, he cannot undo that. He has to bear it. That's why even a man of realization gets all the favorable and unfavorable situation. That's why he gets difficulties, he gets all good things, everything just like ordinary person. Prarabdha karma is so strong. Now I will give through another example, try to explain this. Prarabdha karma, Sanchita karma and Agami karma. So what is the example? Now let us take the example of an archer. He has a bow and arrow. Then he has a quiver behind the back. So he has so many arrows in that. In olden days they used to tell Astra, Shastra. So Astra, so many Astras are there. In olden days it was not just arrows they were shooting. The arrows also could be made more potent or energized by the mantra. So they were called Astra and Shastras. So all will be there. He has collected all those things in the kitty just like the Sanchita karma. Now so many Astras, he has so many missiles, he has so many weapons in his kitty, in his quiver. Now that is all the sum totality of all the Astras, Shastras, the armaments he has is called Sanchita karma, if the example is to be taken. Now he takes one of the arrows. Now he goes to the war, he is fighting an adversary. He knows the strength of that adversary, so he will not use all the armaments which he has, the Astras and Shastras, all the arrows together. He will use only, he is seeing the strength of the enemy or the weakness of the enemy, you will use an ordinary weapon. If he's too strong, he will use a strong weapon. If he's very mild weapon, very ordinary weapon is enough for him. So he takes one arrow, looking at the adversary, then put it in the bow and release it. So until the arrow is taken and put into the bow and it is in his hand, so it has not come into action. It is still in his hand. But once he releases and he leaves the arrow and it starts moving, now it's not under his control. It has to go and reach the end goal. So it is not under his control now. So that is called prarabdha karma. Now from the sum totality of all the karmas, now God doesn't, Ishvara, or the Lord, the highest Lord, Parabrahma, Atman doesn't in any way interfere into your karma. Now they are small letter gods. I told you there are Indra, Chandra, Vayu, Varuna, and all the planets, 9 planets, Surya, the Bhumi, then what do you call this, Rahu, Ketu, Mangala, Shukra, Guru, Shani, all those things, the 9 planets. So they are the just like officers or judges or like policemen, Yama, all these people they are the officers in the post, the ministers. So they are small letter god, demigods. They have the power to take and decide how much of karma, whatever you have done, all the sanchita karma, this much can be taken, and this much will become your prarabdha karma. Or in this life, you have to undergo this much. Just like a person, a thief, or somebody, a criminal has committed so many crimes. Now the judge will tell, because of this crime you have to get this much of punishment, because of this crime you have to get this much of punishment. But now all the punishment together will not be given to him. So for this crime, this much, 5 years of jail you have to undergo. And for another crime, you have to pay so much of 50,000 rands or dollars fine. For the another crime, then further, the still difficult confining him in the solitary confinement. So like that, there will be so many types of this thing, punishment the judge will be giving based on his act of crime. So like that here too, whether good or bad, it is these gods, these demigods, which will decide what has to come next, what will fructify next, the prarabdha karma and other things. So these are the all the this thing who will come and give at that particular time, good or bad and everything. So the small letter gods, that is demigods, will do all those things. You can call them angels. So they are the one who will decide all these things. So now prarabdha karma cannot be mitigated by anybody. Now it has already come out of the bow. You cannot stop it. So it has to go and reach the goal. So now in this life, you have got already the perfection, you have realized God. All the other things can be destroyed, whatever the sum totality. If you have to undergo hundreds of lives in future, that karma is there behind you in sanchita form of sanchita karma, that is destroyed because you have got gnana. The gnana, the knowledge or the Lord, the realization of the Lord will have burnt that karma. But this prarabdha karma already has started fructifying. So nobody can stop it. At the most, by the grace of God, you can reduce the intensity, that's all. As Holy Mother Sharda Devi tells, when you take the mantra diksha from the Guru, now Guru Purnima is coming, 5th of this month itself. So when you take the mantra diksha from the Guru and do that mantra, take recourse to surrender to the Lord and do the japa and meditation of the Lord, so that can reduce the intensity of this prarabdha karma. That's all. But you have to undergo. Suppose there is a very big karma, like Holy Mother Sharda Devi tells that you in your karma, suppose the plow might have fallen on the leg and broke your leg, fractured your leg. But if you are taking the name of the Lord, that will be reduced to a small pinprick. But you have to undergo that karma. That is prarabdha karma. So by grace of God, it can be reduced. Intensity can be reduced. But he has to undergo that, all that prarabdha karma, that is prarabdha karma. So now he will be facing all these things, just like another example. So I have given you the details of what is karma through that arrow, bow and arrow and other things. So you might have come to know a little about this karma theory, how it works. Now another day-to-day example can be given is, suppose you have a fan, it is turning above. So when you put on the fan, you have put off the fan now. But will it come to a screeching halt? No. It will still go on turning even after putting it off, because of the momentum, because of the motor. It has generated force inside. The electricity goes and makes the magnet there, and it converts the electrical energy into physical energy, and that is going on. When you put off, the electricity has stopped, so still the force is there, the momentum is there, it will be turning. So it is just like that. So prarabdha karma, even after getting the spiritual realization, he becomes a man of perfection. Still that this body will be there, the prarabdha karma will be there, it goes on and on. It continues. Just like the train, when they put the brake, doesn't come to a screeching halt. It moves another 1 kilometer or something and then stops. It's just like that. So even before a long distance, the train has to be halted. They have to put the brakes. So if you put a screeching halt, then the train may get derailed. So that's why they put the brake and it goes a little further, maybe 1 kilometer or 2 kilometer further, and then the train stops. So like that, because of the momentum, it goes on. I gave you the example of the fan and all these things. So it continues for some time. Similarly, even after getting the knowledge, there is a wisdom, man of wisdom becoming a Sita Prajna, the life continues. Both good and bad, favorable and unfavorable will come because of prarabdha karma. So until he gives up, after that he becomes completely merged in the Lord, Parabrahman, he becomes one. What is the great statement in Upanishad about that, or our scriptures? Brahma with Brahmaiva bhavati. One who has realized God, one who has realized the knowledge of Brahman, he becomes Brahman himself. Brahmavit Brahmaiva bhavati. He becomes one. So now, until this body is there, because of the prarabdha karma, it continues. All the things will come, but he is not affected. He may get disease, he may get all the difficulties, he may get into so many problems and other things, but he is not affected by that. That's all. So, all the favorable and unfavorable situations will come to him. So, that is what now Krishna is calling here in this shloka. Tat tat prapya shubha ashubham. That prarabdha karma which comes to us in the form of favorable and unfavorable situation, it is called shubha ashubham. Shubha ashubham. Tat tat prapya shubha ashubham. Favorable and unfavorable condition. Now, let us watch our own life, people who are going to become saints, who want to go forward in spiritual life. So some people will glorify them, they will praise them. Oh, what a wonderful people you are, you have got that knowledge. They will do them, you are doing great service to the humanity, and people will come and respect them, they will even serve them. But on the contrary, some people may criticize them too. The worldly people who cannot understand all this Vedanta and other things, they may criticize. You are a burden, you are a waste to the world. What is the use of you people? You are not anything doing any great service to the nation. You are not doing, you are not, what do you call, creating any economy. You are not earning money. You are not paying tax. All those things they may complain against you. You are a burden to the society. You are a burden on the earth. So both things will be there. Some people who can understand you, they may praise you, they may serve you. But some people may not glorify you. They may rather criticize you. They may even harm you, hurt you. So Shubha, Ashubham, good and bad, both of them will come to us. So the person of realization will not be affected by that. He will be happy in both the situation. Because they start praising, people are giving so much of respect to him. They, what do you call, Abhinandana. Nabhinandati nadveshti. Because people will be very happy with him, they are praising him, it doesn't get bloated up. Or rather, people are scolding him, insulting him, it doesn't get down, dejected, depressed, because he knows everything is happening according to the will of the Lord. Nothing is there that can disturb him now. Difficulties will come, even diseases may come. Physically, he may get pain and everything, but he is not attached to the body at all. He will not feel the pain. We had, I told you I was looking after one Vidyarthi Mandiram. There was one old student there. His name is Venugopal. He's still living. He's more than 90. He lives in Bangalore. He had gone to see Ramana Maharshi, a realized soul, Gnani, man of perfect wisdom, who has realized soul. In India, always people will be there of that man of realization. Man of realization will be always there. Not one day, not any time will be there that no realized soul will be there in India. All the time in India. I don't know about other part of the world. It is there. It is proved that always the realized soul, man of perfection will be there in India. Maybe numbering 16 or 20 or even more may be there. Minimum that much will be there in India. So this person, man of 90, now, but then when he was young, we had gone to see Ramana Maharshi. At the time, Ramana Maharshi had got developed cancer in his left hand. The doctors had come to do the operation, surgery in that hand because of the cancer. So when they were about to cut it, they wanted to give the anesthesia. Ramana Maharshi refused. He told, I am not the body. I am not concerned. I don't feel the pain. You can cut it, do whatever you want. You do the operation. So the doctor is performing the operation. Ramana Maharshi is giving the hand just like this. Can do whatever you want. He is not feeling anything about that. So that Venugopal had seen it with his own eyes when the doctors were doing the surgery there. So he used to tell, he has written an article also about that, about Ramana Maharshi. So man of wisdom. The same thing happened with Swami Turiyanandaji Maharaj. He had realized so. He was realized with the perfect man of perfect wisdom, Siddha Prajna. So when he had a carbuncle in the back, the doctor operated while doing the surgery, removing that carbuncle. He told, no need of anesthesia. I will remove my mind from that place. I'll detach my mind from that place. And you do the operation, then again I will attach it in the body. So he did it. No anesthesia was administered. The Swami or the Brahmacharin who was there later on, who became Revered Swami Yatishwarananda Maharaj, the great, he was also a realized soul afterwards. But then he was just a brahmachari. Seeing that blood and other things, he swooned. He fell unconscious. But that Swami, without even a twitch on his face, calm and composed, the doctor was cutting it. So there are so many examples, not one or two. So that's why a man of perfect wisdom will got all the favorable and unfavorable situation, but is not affected by that. So people may scold you, people may be very, very generous with you, praise you, but he is not. Tat prapya shubha ashubham, favorable or unfavorable, whether people criticize him or praise him, is not disturbed by that. So we have to learn this, we have to apply this into our life. Though we can't do it, because now the man of perfection does like that, at least we can practice it. We shall not be excited by the praises and get bloated up and get egoistic and arrogant by the praises and all the victories. And at the same time, if you get failures and depressions and insults, character assassination, we need to be depressed. Be happy in both the situation. So why? Because the man of perfection does that. We can copy him, we can imitate him. That's why we are studying that. That is the reason why, otherwise why should we study the features, the traits of a man of perfect wisdom, so that he becomes a model for us. He becomes an ideal for us. So that is the meaning of that. Tat prapya shubha shubham. That is what Lord Krishna is telling us. So he is not carried away by, the man of perfect wisdom is not carried away by favorable situation, is not over agitated by unfavorable situations also, which is same as samatvam, equanimity, equipoised, which was mentioned before in some of the verses. Therefore, this shloka, this verse is almost the repetition of those things in a different manner, which will help us. We have to understand it. It is in a different context. He is telling all those things. Lord Krishna is telling the same thing in a different way so that we can understand it better. But here we should understand that very important thing is, when we say Gnani or a man of perfect wisdom, he is not disturbed by the situation or by people's proper conduct as well as their improper conduct, which is often misunderstood by people. They will start arguing, Swamiji, if we are going to accept all the situation without any reaction, then people think that we are too innocent and they may think we are weak and they may start exploiting us. If we follow this man of perfect wisdom in this way, not reacting to anything, then people may start thinking that we are weak and they may think that we are not up to the standard, no reaction, no anger, we are too innocent, too naive. So they will take advantage of that. They may exploit us. If we keep quiet, then we may be used as a doormat. Everyone will put us down and use us as a doormat, stepping on us. So therefore, do you mean to say that we should meekly surrender to all the situations and keep the balance of the mind? Does it not make us more weaker? People previously we would react to the situation. Therefore, we could stop the misbehavior of people. And if I am not going to react, yaha sarvatra anabhisnehaha na abhinandati na dveshti, they will think that I am a simpleton. So what is the way? What is the way out now? There is a problem. If you put this teaching literally into our life, then we may be in problem if we follow Siddha Prajna. So what is the way out? So now let us come into the practical aspect of this teaching. All this time we were teaching at the higher level, spiritual level. Now from the worldly level, how should we apply that in the day-to-day life? We are now entering to the practical level of this teaching. Yeah. Now we shall see how we can apply this into our life, ordinary life. Yeah, that objection of yours is very, very good, relevant, but we will explain about that. So, should I not react to any situation, even if the person's the action of that person may be improper, he may be unrighteous, he may try to take advantage of us, he may trouble us, so should we keep quiet? Should we be calm and quiet? Should we not react? Yeah, Vedanta does not say that. Vedanta, so, is not asking you to become a simpleton. So very jokingly, that may be not the meaning of simpleton. So we have the term simpleton, that they may think that you are simpleton. So that person, then they may think that we are not simple, but we have tons of simplicity. So if you have tons of simplicity, then it is called simpleton. It's not exact meaning in English, just we try to explain it in a simple way like that. Simpleton means tons of simplicity. No, it is not like that. So Vedanta doesn't ask you to meekly surrender to all unfavorable situations or improper behavior or any unfavorable situations. Vedanta doesn't say that. In fact, even Bhagavad Gita, what is it preaching Arjuna? To fight the battle. Arjuna wanted to run away to the forest and start begging, living like a mendicant. But Krishna is telling, now the teaching of Bhagavad Gita is to do your duty, fight. So how can Vedanta tell that? That is not the intention of Vedanta. Then what is it? How shall we put that into teaching, our practice, this teaching? Vedanta doesn't teach us like that. In fact, Bhagavad Gita itself, Krishna is asking Arjuna to fight adharma, unrighteousness. Vedanta doesn't mean that blindly accept everything. So akarma or unrighteous things done by the thing should be just accepted. But we have to fight adharma. Injustice has to be fought with, done by other people. What is then Vedanta trying to say? We should clearly understand the situation. Don't be impulsive. Do not react, but respond. We should not react, but we have to respond. That's what Vedanta is telling. So how to respond? How should not we react? What is Vedanta trying to tell us? So we should clearly understand the situation. We have three types of responses. What are they? For any situation, we have three types of responses. What is that? One is impulsive reaction, that commonly we do just like animals. So the reflex action. Suppose you see a snake, then you don't intellectually, you don't think and then react. You just run away first. You just run. So that is impulsive behavior. That is reflex action. So I'm just telling about three types of responses. One is impulsive reaction, in which there is no time, there is no thinking, there is no planning, there is no intelligence or buddhi involved. Without using discrimination, there is the discriminative faculty, viveka or anything, we just immediately react to the situation. That is impulsive reaction. That is one possibility. Okay. So as I told you, there are three responses. So this is one. Then what is the next one? The second possibility is to meekly surrender. I will not take any remedial steps. It can be called as unintelligent inaction. Just meekly surrender to whatever it is. Yeah, whatever, whether somebody comes and exploits you, does any unrighteous act or harms you, just keep quiet, meekly surrender. That's cowardice. So here it is called as unintelligent inaction. Generally, most of the time, all of us swing between these two extremes. One thing is impulsive reaction, the other thing is unintelligent inaction. So we swing between these two, which is born out of weakness. First one is impulsive behavior, which comes out of, just like the animal behavior, instinct. Then the other thing is meekly surrender, which comes out of weakness. But there is one third thing. What is that? It's neither impulsive reaction nor unintelligent surrender, inaction. Vedanta says both these things are equally bad. That is what na abhinandati na dveshti means, that one. Prapya shubha shubham, tat prapya shubha shubham. Krishna is telling both the things are bad. Impulsive reaction is bad because it affects me. It affects me because any reaction disturbs the mind. And if I continue that mental disturbance for a long time, it will create stress in me. And that will build up. It becomes tension. It may become depression. It may cause me so many things. I may undergo so many sufferings and physical diseases also through that. Therefore, impulsive reaction, you may get things done. You may get immediate result by that. People may get frightened because of your impulsive behavior, anger and that and this, violence. They may get frightened and they may get your things done or run away from you. But what about the effects later on, the concentrated effect of that? The side effects will be more terrible. There may be immediate positive, there may be immediate benefit. I can't tell it as positive benefit. There may be immediate benefit. But the long term negative benefits are very, very bad. Just like, suppose I get some headache or some pain or some fever, what do? Immediately, we ourselves will not even consult the doctor. You just go to some Google, we'll just ask Google Mama, and then we will get everything. You'll take your own paracetamol. If you have little temperature, then you will take some painkillers. If you have some pain, headache or some pain, aching, then you will take even antibiotics you will administer yourself, which is very bad. When we take these painkillers, antibiotics and paracetamol indiscriminately at the first sign of any disease or any illness, which are very powerful drugs, which may give you immediate relief. The painkiller and paracetamol may give immediate relief, but it is going to damage your vital organs. It's slow poison. Can't tell even slow poison. It will damage which we do not know. That's all. So any impulsive reaction is like this powerful drug, which has got long-term adverse effect, adverse result, mental and physical. And many people think that impulsive reaction is strength. No, it is weakness. It is not strength. It is seeming. It seems like strength, but it's really weakness alone. Lack of self-control. It shows that you are so weak. You have surrendered to your weakness. So there it is. The other next position is external surrender. Weakness from the external weakness. Here it is you are surrendering to your own internal weakness. That's all. So what is the next thing? The other thing, the surrender, inaction, improper. Whenever there is some problem, whenever there is situation, you will not react violently or impulsively, but you just unintelligently surrender to that. That is cowardice. So you suffer injustice. But nowhere in our scriptures it is said that we should meekly suffer or surrender. Therefore, both are improper. Then what does our scripture take? What does our scriptures advise us to do? Yeah, the scripture tells whether there is remedy or not, whether the situation is good or not, favorable or unfavorable. Avoid unintelligent inaction. You also don't give an impulsive reaction. Avoid both of them, both That is, avoid impulsive reaction, avoid unintelligent inaction, but take to intelligent action. Give sufficient time, think of that, sufficient thought, study the situation and see whether there is a remedy or not for certain situation. If there is no remedy at all, then if it is a choiceless situation, strengthen your mind to face the situation. You have got so many methods to come out of that. So, intelligently work it out, think of it, give it time, then come to a conclusion, take proper action. So, that is what Shastras tell us, what is our scriptures tell. So, therefore, if it is a choiceless situation, do not try to change the situation which is not going to work. What is meant by choiceless situation? Choiceless situation means the definition is which cannot be changed. Therefore, be intelligent enough, then you have to give the intelligent response. Do not waste your time to change the external circumstance, because you can't do that. You don't have any choice. You cannot change the external world. So, what is the remedy? You become strong. You change yourself. Change from within. So, that is the remedy. So, do not go to change the choiceless situation. That is called intelligent action. And if you can change it, if the situation is such that you have a choice, then think very well. Remedy has to be taken and you can come out of it. Sufficient thought is to be given. Very intelligently, very carefully, you have to deal with the situation. So that is what our scriptures tell. So by this thing, you should not get confused that Krishna is telling a man of perfect wisdom will just simply surrender or just be impulsive. Both are wrong, but you have to take proper action. That's why you can see here Arjuna is being told, fight Arjuna. First, Krishna gave all the things, Sama, Danda, Bheda. What was that? He went to Duryodhana to make peace and treaty. Told that whatever according to righteousness, the Pandavas have to get their share of property, give it to them. Then there will be no war. Then Duryodhana was not ready to that. Okay, we will give up that to give 5 villages. At least 5 villages, they will just stay there without disturbing you. Let us not go for war. Duryodhana was not ready for that. And Duryodhana was telling that I will not even give the space worth of 5 needle tips worth of the land. I am not going to give to them. So if they want, they have to fight it and get it. Or he was ready to do all the unrighteous act. So there was no other choiceless situation. Then only Krishna took the decision of getting into war. Then only this Kurukshetra war came up. Otherwise, he tried very much not to go into war. So much of this thing, leniency gave to Duryodhana, even 5 villages is enough. There will be no war. But he was not ready for that. He was going through the unrighteous way. So that was the situation. So never, our scriptures tell that you should just meekly surrender to things and you should not give a fight. No. But it should be intelligent. It should be sufficiently thought of. Then take the remedial measures. That is what our Shastras is telling. So you should not misunderstand to be a meek surrender or unintelligent inaction. It is not at all advised. So now, because we have now finished our time, we will further discuss. We have now discussed that part of this thing, the first, the spiritual aspect and the meaning, simple meaning of that shloka. So, yaha sarvatra anabhisneha tattat prapya shubhashubham na abhinandati na dveshti tasya prajnapatishteta. The other last part of that we will discuss in the next class. Before that, we have some questions. As you said, realized soul will be there always. Can I know who such soul is now so that we can have a vision by God's will? Now, The problem with this is no realized soul will go on tom-tomming or telling that I am a realized soul. When you are ready, when we are ready, then we can meet them, and by the grace of God only we can come to know. That's why in Viveka Chudamani I am dealing with that, where it tells Viveka Chudamani, Shankaracharya is telling these three things are very difficult to get. One is the human life, Narajanma, then the Mumukshutvam, Manushyatvam, Mumukshutvam, Mahapurusha Samshrayaha. The company of a great soul who has realized soul, that is Mahapurusha Samshrayaha, is the company or the vision of a realized soul. It's very, very difficult to get. Durlabham. Durlabham is, labha means you can get it. Durlabham is very, very difficult to get. Until unless you have the grace of God. You can get it only by the grace of God. You have to pray and you have to go and search, then you get it. You know, before going to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Narendra had to search so many, he had to go to hundreds and thousands of people in search. So, he used to go to everybody and ask, Sir, have you realized God? Sir, have you seen God? I want to see God. So many people, hundreds of people he went, thousands maybe. We do not know how much he has served. Then only at last he got Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. So, no realized soul will tell that I am a realized soul, so come to me. So, you have to make the search, you have to pray to God, God will help you. So, as we have told, in India there will be minimum 16 realized soul at a given point of time. Minimum. But maximum any number may be. That is the speciality of the land of Punya Bhumi, India. So India is special for that. That's why it has not, that civilization had not got destroyed. Swami Vivekananda takes up the question, shall India die? Then he gives the answer, if India dies, what is going to happen? Everything that is spiritual, everything that is good, everything will get destroyed if India dies. And it tells why India can never die. Why? Because lot of great souls, realized soul, are there, were there earlier, are now there present, and in future they will be there. So India cannot get destroyed because always it is full of those realized soul. So you have to find it. Nobody will tell. So if by the grace of God you can find it out. So I can't just tell he's a realized person, you go there, or somebody is a realized person. You have to make the search, pray to God, you will get it. Okay, I think there are no more questions. I can end the session with the closing prayer, that is the meditation verse. The meditation on Bhagavad Gita, one of the things can be chanted, and then I'm going to close the discussion today. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangham Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramanandamadhavam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Namaste. Tomorrow morning, that is the Thursday and Friday early morning at 6:30 South African time and 10 o'clock Indian time, we will have the discussion on the Great Master Life of Sri Ramakrishna, which is called Leela Prasanga in Bengali, written by Sharadanandaji Maharaj. All are welcome to the discussion. Then Saturday we have again Bhagavad Gita in the evening, discussion on Bhagavad Gita in the evening. Then Sunday, Monday also, we have the discussion early in the morning about the Great Master Sri Ramakrishna. Then Monday evening, we have the discussion on science of worship, the puja class, the significance of worship. Then Tuesday evening, we have Vivek Chudamani. So then Wednesday, as usual, we have the Bhagavad Gita in the evening. All are welcome. We will just, with this discussion, we will try to raise our mind and think of God, think of different nature of God, what is Atman, what is Paramatman, grace of God and everything, and keep our mind at a high level so that the external situation, the pandemic, or what you call the coronavirus, the fear, the anxiety will not trouble us, touch us. So with the help of this study of great soul like perfect man, So we can also try to imitate him, get all those qualities, and raise our mind to a greater height. And fear, anxiety, depression, other things will not touch us. Namaste.